All right, so let's just dive right in. So as I was saying, I have been waiting for this box all day long. It came pretty quickly after I ordered it, but still, you know that waiting by the door for the mailman feeling. So finally here, so excited to take it out of the box, and here it is. Loosely padded, let's just say, which not the best, but that's okay. Let's put these items away. And here's the phone. So I decided to go for the black titanium iPhone 15 Pro. This is the 256 gigabyte model. So I am actually coming from the iPhone 11 Pro, also 256 gigabyte. I've had this for right about 4 years now, and I thought this was a good time to upgrade. I'll talk a little bit about why I think this year is a good time to upgrade for the people coming from the iPhone 11 specifically. So yeah, let's get into it. So here's the box. Nothing special, but I do notice that the box is white this year, where I remember the iPhone 11 box being black. So yes, my memory did serve me correctly. The iPhone 11 box was black, and actually quite a bit bigger, as you can see there, almost twice the height there. And that's probably because this actually included a wall charger, which, as most of you know, the new iPhone boxes do not. So that's probably why this was so much bigger. But I did like that it was black, which kind of differentiated the Pro models from the non-Pro models. But oh well, I think probably some cost cutting there, some turn on sustainability, but it is what it is. So let's get it open. So I'm gonna open the tops here. The bottom part too. And there it is. Let's see how the feeling is. Wow, the textured back feels very similar. Honestly, maybe a little bit softer. But I mean, as you can see, the camera bump is definitely a lot larger on the new iPhone here. Let's take that outside the box. Let's give you a quick initial look here. So here's the back. Let's go ahead and do the peel at the end. Let's see what else is inside the box. So we get a USB-C cable this year, USB-C to USB-C, which is awesome. Probably one of the biggest reasons why I chose to upgrade this year. So I have a MacBook Pro and iPad Pro, and so I use a USB-C cable for both of those. So it just made sense to have one cable to kind of rule them all, and now I can charge both of those and my iPhone all with one cable. And my headphones and my DJI charger and so many other things now are just USB-C, so that's really good to hear. Can't wait to get the new AirPod Pros with a USB charger as well. So that's awesome, and it's a braided cable, so it feels really nice. Feels like it'll last much longer than the original plasticky kind of weird rubbery cables that the iPhones came with. Those did not last very long, got really dirty really quickly. So happy to see that they've included this braided cable. I don't know if this includes data transfer or not, if it's only for charging, and I believe it's only for charging if I remember some of the details online correctly. So probably have to get a different one to use for Apple CarPlay or for transferring photos of things, off of the phone. But that's the cable right there. This stuff looks pretty standard, designed by Apple in California. Probably some classic stuff, just reminding you, hey, you don't need a physical SIM, you got an eSIM now. A little Apple sticker. I probably have so many of these, I've never actually even used one. I have stickers on my water bottles, my notebooks and everything, but I never put an Apple sticker. I feel like that's like the one sticker I probably wouldn't put anywhere. I have so many products with the Apple logo on it that I don't think I need to market that. So yeah, put that back in there. Let's close up this box. And let's do the reveal. Beautiful. And let's power them on. So let me give you a few more reasons as to why I decided to upgrade besides the USB-C. So ever since the iPhone 11 came out, the iPhone 12, the 13, and the 14 have had these stainless steel edges that are very, very cold to the touch and very harsh against your hand. So my partner has an iPhone 13 Pro, I believe, and that phone honestly like digs into your hand when you hold it. It's just straight flat against your hand, and the stainless steel like almost pinches your hand. I don't know, it just doesn't feel good to me. So when I saw that Apple switched up the materials on the phone to titanium, I was very excited, looking forward to how that would turn out. And this year they've also rounded the edges ever so slightly, both at the front and at the back. And that makes the phone so much better to hold in the hand, at least naked without a case, which, you know, I didn't do that often with the iPhone 11. I always had it in a case, an Apple leather case, RIP. But even so, I would kind of take it off the case sometimes, mostly in the house, just kind of, you know, walk around with it bare. So as you can see, the iPhone 11 has really, really round edges, much rounder than the iPhone 15, actually. And, you know, it just felt really good to hold in the hand. It felt like it had a place to rest in my palm, and it didn't like pinch or dig into my skin at all. Plus, I think this material, which I think is aluminum, might still be stainless steel, to be honest. I don't know, felt much softer to the touch. A couple of the other reasons that I decided to upgrade this year, one of the other reasons is the dynamic island. So I really liked the dynamic island when they introduced it last year in the iPhone 14 Pro. I just thought that the way it interacts with the UI and how it looks is really good. I didn't really mind the notch, but I was growing tired of it once I saw the dynamic island. And I think the Samsung Galaxy S23, you know, their version of this with just a little hole punch out there for the camera is probably the way to go. But, you know, I wouldn't give up Face ID for anything. That leads me to Face ID. So my phone, I actually don't have a working Face ID. I was brave enough to drop my phone. Okay, not drop. I brave enough to use my phone to take a picture of this swimming turtle. And I just kind of plopped my phone into the water to try to take a picture of it. The picture did not turn out cool, and it ended up breaking the Face ID. So, I mean, the front camera still works, which is great. Love to take my selfies. But the laser system or the infrared system or whatever it is not working anymore. So I've been living without Face ID for like 5 or 6 months, and that has been really annoying. I mean, just logging into the phone is one thing. I have to put my passcode every time. And then also I have to put my passcode every time I want to unlock any banking apps or log into anything on Safari. So, you know, it just got really annoying, and it definitely sounds like a first world problem, but, you know, wouldn't give anything up for Face ID. I mean, Touch ID was cool, but I only started using iPhones from the iPhone 10, I believe. So Face ID is where I'm at. So yes, love the dynamic island, love Face ID. The other thing that kind of finally convinced me to upgrade was the camera. So the cameras on the iPhone 11 are not bad whatsoever. They're actually pretty good, even to the standards these days. I've seen some photos online, I've seen some YouTube comparisons. They hold up against the iPhone 11. But there's two areas where I think the iPhone 15 has really advanced, and it's been incremental over the last few years. It's the nighttime shooting and the wide angle lens shooting. So the iPhone 11 Pro was the first iPhone to introduce the 0.5 lens. And that wide angle lens has been a game changer. There's so many phones that have introduced it since, and I think it's really changed the way people take photography and videography. And I especially just love wide angle lenses. I actually recently bought the DJI Osmo Action 4. This has a super wide angle lens, almost like 11 or 12 millimeters. I am shooting on Sigma 16 millimeter, I believe. So love me a wide angle. So that was really awesome. And actually on the iPhone 15, they've improved it. So, I mean, as you can see, the lenses are physically a lot larger. So how that's helped is it's really improved the low light photography of the 0.5 millimeter lens on this, which is interesting because on the iPhone 11, the main camera and the telephoto lenses were really good at nighttime. Actually, nighttime photography, or like night mode, was introduced with the iPhone 11 as well, but it didn't exist on the 0.5. So you would take really crappy shots at night with the 0.5 lens. But what I've seen online is the photo quality of the 0.5 has really improved on the iPhone 15 Pro. So I'm really excited to test that out and use it for myself. I mean, talking about cameras, you can kind of see the size of the cameras. The 15 Pro has a much larger camera bump. It's, vertically, horizontally, in every dimension, just larger. Here's a side-by-side comparison. You can see it pokes and prods out a lot more. Besides that, the final reason I decided to upgrade this year is the battery life. So, I mean, having my phone for 4 years, using it very heavy for every single day for the past few years has really kind of taken a hit on this battery. So my battery health is about like 75 or 76%, so it's not very good. Just opening up like 4 or 5 apps to multitask between, whether it's Teams, Outlooks, Instagram, Safari, Spotify, just, the basic day-to-day things, no gaming, nothing like that. I can feel the phone heating up. I can feel the phone struggling to keep up. It does start to like slow down from time to time. So I really was wanting a little bit of a better battery life. I was having to charge this at least once a day if I wanted to kind of last through the day, through the night. So I'm really hoping that the performance of the iPhone 15 with the A17 Pro chip is much better. And from what I've seen, it's definitely a lot better. It's pushing M1 levels, which is insane. And then of course, the battery life will be a huge improvement in my life. Lastly, the color. So I decided to go with the titanium black. So I was debating between the titanium black and the natural raw titanium. So, I mean, everybody online and my friends and everybody in store told me like the natural titanium is the way to go this year. That's the color for this year. But when I went in store, honestly, what people told me is it looks much better in person, which I do agree. It looked a lot better in person than it did online. But when I went in store, I saw the black, I saw the natural titanium, and that one just looked like gray. It just looked just bland gray, which, if you're a fan of that, go for it. And not really. I'm more, if I want to get a color, it's going to be black or blue or green. And this year the blue just wasn't it. It was barely blue. Let's just call it that. I did go for this green, and this green, while it is subtle, it's still there. In the right lights, it shines really well. It's almost like a midnight forest army, put whatever name you want in front of it, green. And it's really lovely. I love green. You can kind of see my matcha keyboard in the back. So that one made sense for me. I just decided, hey, black is the way this year. Go a little bit more stealth, go a little bit more classy. Yes, it does catch fingerprints. The blue and the black are kind of touted to catch the most fingerprints, and you can definitely see those. But I'm going to be probably throwing a case on this very, very soon anyway, so I don't think that's going to matter. I'll just give it a nice little wipe. It should be good to go. And then from there, if I ever take it out of the phone, it still feels good in the hand. I don't really care. I'll just give it another wipe. I'm not going naked very often. Cool, so that was my quick unboxing and kind of ramblings of the iPhone 15 Pro. Just giving you some of my initial impressions and thoughts of the design, the build quality, the materials, the fingerprintiness, the weight, the softness, kind of the improvements and differences over the iPhone 11 Pro, and maybe more particularly why I decided to upgrade this year out of any of the past 3 years. And yeah, I haven't even set up the phone yet, so I'm gonna get on that, transfer all my data over from my old phone, and start testing out this phone for real, start testing out the cameras, see how much faster it is. Thankful to have Face ID back. That's gonna save me 14 to 15 seconds per day, so I'm really excited for that. Yeah. Again, thank you so much. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you're deciding to upgrade to the iPhone 15 or 15 Pro this year. Tell me your reasons, and stick around for more tech videos.